Now, let's take some examples to illustrate the point I'm talking of. The use of the comma before the and joining the two last items. Just almost like the other one we took earlier on. I saw Paul, Emeka, Jude. Okay, we can leave this. And Sarah. Now, the point is that the comma here is good to form the habit of putting the comma here. When it is not there, there will be no problem. But sometimes there could be problem, as the following example will show. My mother bought a shirt, a pair of shoes, and a skirt and blouse. Let's take this for example. Skirt and blouse taken as one unit. Now you see that we are in a problem. My mother bought a shirt. Is it a pair of shoes and a skirt that is the unit, or a skirt and blouse that is the unit? Now a comma before the last item helps to solve that problem, showing that this is the last comma and the last unit is a compounded one, forming a single unit. So if we have the habit of using the comma before the last and that join the last two items, then we won't be running into such problem. Although it's not compulsory, but it's better if one forms the habit. So with this, we can see that the last unit is actually the last item is actually two items considered as one, skirt and blouse, for example. Now, that shows, we call this note 1. That can take us to note 2. That can take us to note 2, showing that we don't use the comma between before the and if it is joining just two words. So we can have, for example, I saw Paul and Emeka. In this case, the comma will not come because you just have two items. As soon as you have one more item, then the comma will come. And as you add that one more item, let's call this 1. So if we move down now and add one more item as we did earlier on, so we now have I saw Paul. We'll say Emeka. And then because there's one more item, we will now put the comma before the and. We can now have I saw Paul, Emeka, and Jude. So this is how we operate the comma when we have items in a series. You must know what to do. Whether you are joining words, whether you are joining phrases, whether you are joining predicates, whether you are joining clauses, you need to separate them or set them up using the comma. You also need to remember that the comma before the and joining the two last items in a series may have the comma. It's not wrong for you to have a comma. In fact, it's a better practice if one uses the comma before the and joining the two last items where you have more than two items, as note 1 illustrates. But also remember, you don't use the comma before and when you have just 2 items.